The day I walked through this gate,
I thought I was only coming here to work. I never knew I was walking into a world of betrayal and a love that would destroy everything I believed in. I was just a poor girl trying to save my sick mother. I had no money, no connections, no one to protect me.
My name is Amara. I was not born into wealth. I grew up learning that hunger does not wait for anyone and poverty does not care about your dreams. Every morning, I woke up before sunrise, prepared my mother's medicine, and prayed for a miracle. My mother, Mama Ifioma, was the only family I had left. She raised me alone after my father abandoned us years ago. She sold food by the roadside just to make sure I stayed in school. But life became harder when sickness took over her body. The hospital bills kept increasing, and the small money I made from sewing clothes was no longer enough. One evening, while sitting beside my mother's bed, she held my hand weakly. "Amara, promise me you won't give up on yourself because of me." Tears rolled down my eyes. "Mom, you are the reason I keep fighting. I will find a way." But deep inside, I was scared. I needed money. A lot of money. That was when my friend told me about a job opportunity. There is a mansion in the city looking for a housemaid. The family is extremely rich. The salary is enough to take care of your mother. I was not excited about working as a maid, but when someone is fighting for survival, pride becomes a luxury. The next morning, I wore my best dress and went for the interview. The mansion was bigger than anything I had ever seen. The gate alone looked like it belonged to a palace. Security guards opened the gate, and I walked inside slowly, looking at the beautiful garden, expensive cars, and a house that looked like a dream. "This place is not for someone like me," I whispered. But I reminded myself why I was there. My mother needed me. Inside the mansion, I met the owner, Mr. Daniel Okoro, a billionaire businessman known across Nigeria. He was a man people respected but feared. The newspapers always described him as successful, powerful, and impossible to impress. Standing before him, I felt nervous. "You have worked as a maid before?" he asked. "No, sir." He looked surprised. "Then why should I hire you?" I swallowed my fear. "Because I learn fast, sir. And because I need this job more than anyone else." For a moment, the room became silent. Then he smiled slightly. "You are honest. I like that." That was how I got the job. But I did not know that my biggest challenge was not cleaning a billionaire's mansion. My biggest challenge was the billionaire's son, Alexander Okoro. The moment I met him, I knew he was different. He was handsome, confident, and used to getting whatever he wanted. When he saw me carrying a tray of drinks, he stopped. "You are new here?" "Yes, sir." He smiled. "Don't call me sir. It makes me feel old." I looked away politely. "I am here to work, not to make friends." For the first time in years, someone spoke to Alexander without trying to impress him, and that caught his attention. Days passed. Alexander started noticing things about me. He noticed that I always saved leftover food for the security guards. He noticed that I secretly cried whenever I received calls about my mother's health. He noticed that even though I had nothing, I was still kind. But inside that mansion, not everyone was happy to see me, especially Mrs. Victoria Okoro, Alexander's stepmother. The moment she discovered her son was becoming interested in a maid, her attitude changed. "You should remember your place," she told me one evening. I lowered my head. "I know my place, Ma." She walked closer. "Good. Because people like you always forget that money can build walls between different worlds." Her words hurt, but I stayed quiet. I needed the job. I needed my mother to survive. However, what nobody knew was that the mansion was hiding a secret connected to my past. A secret that would soon make everyone question why a poor maid like me had entered their home. And when Alexander discovered the truth, everything changed.